Lego From Blocks to Bytes by John Casey Clark Jr. and Larissa Leach, the University of Southern California. We'll have an executive summary, problem definition and approach, research design, results, recommendations, limitations, conclusions, and then references along with our appendix. Executive summary. In construction, flat is a good place to begin building. In business, flat is not a good place and signifies it's time to consider rebuilding. For Lego, 2016 sales were flat. After 5 years of spectacular growth, the building block company hit a plastic brick wall, and the only way over it appears to be digital. A key management decision problem hangs over the company. What opportunities, if any, can Lego pursue that will appeal to children 8 to 12 years old, fulfilling their digital gaming desires while keeping Lego their favorite toy? In pursuit of an answer, nearly 200 subjects were polled, questioned, and surveyed. An additional 200 were observed toy shopping and making basic digital decisions. In the end, a few key opportunities arose. Growth in digital play, video games, virtual reality, and augmented reality continue to outpace all other areas of entertainment. Subjects for this study showed a willingness to embrace digital play tied to the Lego brand if it maintained the core values they perceive as part of the Lego experience. Creativity, problem solving, and the educational value of Lego were key drivers for adults making the toy buying decision. Additionally, research suggests physical play closely tied to digital interaction would be welcomed by these subjects, especially if it could create a bridge to future digital skills like drafting, spatial design, or architecture. Problem definition and approach. Pokemon Go was a wake-up call for the toy industry. A 20-year-old card game turned cartoon evolved into a digital obsession almost overnight. That game generated $788 million last year by marrying virtual characters with GPS coordinates and making it available across all mobile platforms. Pokemon showed children and adults were ready to play in an augmented world. New figures from the Toy Industry Association show sales in the building set category, which Lego dominates, actually declined 3% last year. That same report indicates the rest of the traditional toy industry sales grew 5%, topping $26 billion. However, digital gaming continues to explode, surpassing $90 billion last year. The opportunity is obvious. The Toy Industry Association report states, quote, "Toy makers are successfully leveraging technology to enhance traditional play patterns rather than replace them. Lego needs to play a bigger role in this space." Having identified the opportunity, it is necessary to understand what elements of play 8 to 12-year-old children prefer, to bridge the gap between the physical play of Lego blocks and digital play. To do that, 4 areas of perceived value were addressed: creative, educational, entertainment, and digital play. Ultimately, Lego can use the insights gained through these 4 filters to best evaluate its future digital strategy. Research design. The researchers used several different methods. First, customers inside a toy store's building block aisle were observed. Their conversations were noted and their purchases, if any, were logged. The goal was to collect data on not only what toys were selected, but also who was making the buying decision and what determining factors were discussed. Another researcher observed passengers boarding a commercial airline flight and noted if they used a traditional paper boarding pass or a digital device. The data could shed light on what percentage of passengers were comfortable depending solely on digital technology to access an airplane. Next, the researchers created an online survey seeking quantitative data from adults who buy toys for children between the ages of 5 to 12 years old. 171 participants answered questions about their buying habits as well as their children's play patterns. Additionally, basic demographic data was collected. Finally, 2 different sets of face-to-face interview sessions asked focus group members about buying habits, play patterns, and the decision-making power shift occurring between the adults and the children. Results. As expected, Lego is the dominant brand in the building block segment. From store observations to focus groups to surveys, Lego is virtually the only choice. Among the survey results, 91% selected Lego as their child's favorite building block toy, while 84% report specifically buying Lego playsets. 3 of the 5 customer groups observed in a Salinas, California toy store made purchases and all bought Lego playsets. Asked why Lego? Focus groups responded, quote, "Legos are an empty canvas. You can build whatever you can imagine." Another said, "With Legos, there are no rules. Even with the Star Wars sets, you don't have to follow the instructions, and that allows my son to keep reinventing the same set over and over." As for views on digital play, the results were less definitive. 31% did not have any video game systems in their home. 25% did not allow their children to play with video games ever, and 14% did not allow their children to use digital devices. However, that could be a function of the survey pool. Collectively, the respondents had more children 8 years old or younger than 9 years old and older. Only 5 of the older children were banned from video games, while 29 of the younger set could not play with digital gaming devices. Our focus groups reflected similar sentiments. 2 mothers in their late 30s passionately discussed when to allow their children to play with video games. Both had a son and a daughter. In both cases, the boys were older, 9 and 7 years old. The mother with the 9-year-old recently allowed her son to start playing video games, but with strict time limits and adult supervision. The other mother declared her children would never play with video games. That elicited responses from the older parents who all allowed their kids to play with video games, including one father who encouraged his son to learn how to program Minecraft. The educational opportunities had not occurred to the mother, and she quickly made an exception for video games that could show an educational value. Comfort with technology among the adults was a limiting factor. None of the focus group participants could define augmented reality. However, all had heard of Pokemon Go, and 2 knew that their children played it. Some expressed a fear of technology. A grandmother in her late 60s said, "You can get viruses, and that's how people steal your money these days." The youngest participant, a mother in her mid-30s, added that every time her phone doesn't update, she feels like she needs to have it explained to her again. The observation of airline passengers appeared to support this. Of 134 passengers boarding a Southwest Airlines flight on March 26th, 72% still used paper boarding passes, yet almost all were holding a smartphone while handing the document to the gate agent. There did not appear to be a gender difference. However, age appeared to play a role. 33% of passengers who appeared to be younger than 35 used their phones to board, while only 22% over 35 did. These feelings are all reflected in the 4 value filters tested: creative, educational, entertainment, and digital play. Everyone wants their children's toys to be entertaining, educational, and encourage creativity. Lego gets high marks for all of these. Specifically, 88% say Lego encourages creativity and builds confidence. Lego also gets high marks for problem solving and organizational skills, as well as teaching lateral thinking and fine motor skills. Parents credit Lego for making learning fun and teaching their kids how to entertain themselves. Focus group participants agree, quote, "My kid can play for hours and hours with the same barrel of Legos, and I won't hear from them. They're entertained, and I get a little bit of quiet for a while. That's value." Another one said, quote, "Just watch a kid play with the blocks. They start with a pile and end up with something they want to show off. That's pretty cool, and it looks almost like they're showing off a great test score." Parents' feelings about digital play were more diverse. Only 54% believe digital play is somewhat important. More than a third believe their children spend too much time on digital devices, yet 73% associate positive digital attributes to Lego. Focus group discussions followed a similar line of logic. Conversations focused on the negative aspects of video games and using digital devices. And when asked if anyone had experience with Lego digital products, one father specifically mentioned Lego digital design and that it had been canceled. Another mentioned a Lego superhero video game that her children get to play as a reward. The tone of the room turned more positive toward digital play after that, but few in the room had experience with Lego digital products. Recommendations. As stated earlier, the growth area for gaming is digital. Lego has a distinct advantage because of its dominance in the building block sector. As children transition from physical block play to digital play, parents are more inclined to allow Lego to be their child's first foray into the potentially frightening new world of digital. Lego needs to seize this opportunity. Despite the appearance of opposition, the data suggests 75% already allow video game play for children between 5 and 12 years old, while 85% use digital devices daily. Parents want their children's play to be educational, encourage their creativity, and entertain them. Survey respondents, as well as focus group participants, associate all these positive traits with Lego. The newest digital field is augmented reality. Just as Pokemon Go demonstrated, children are excited to interact with the physical world through their digital devices. As such, we recommend creating an augmented reality experience that allows a child to design a structure digitally, then build it using Legos. Using this augmented reality technology, the participants will see the digital plan side by side with their physical structure. The child will be able to manipulate the virtual structure in 3 dimensions, looking at it on all sides, top and bottom, while she pieces together the blocks, completing her vision. Not only will this experience engage and entertain children, it will enhance their creativity and teach them digital design skills. Parents will support this type of play as a bridge to technology, not simply playing a video game. Additionally, this augmented reality product allows Lego to sell future components with little overhead and no distribution costs. The product can age with the child, becoming more complex and sophisticated as the child's aptitude grows. No longer will Lego fear children, quote, aging out of block play. Rather, each child will advance to a new level of Lego interaction. Limitations. One limitation to consider is the sample. 75% of the survey group had a college degree. According to the U.S. Department of Education, only 36% of Americans have finished at least a 4-year degree program. 55% of respondents reported their annual household income exceeded $80,000. The U.S. Census Bureau reports the median household income is currently $51,939. Thus, the sample is better educated and wealthier than the general public. Additionally, our focus group struggled with the difference of virtual reality, augmented reality, digital play, and video game. Assuming the online survey participants also struggled with these distinctions, views on digital gameplay will need further study. Another major limitation is the absence of children in this data. Except for the brief observation period of children inside the toy store, children's ideas and preferences are not considered. Relying on a child's parent or guardian to speak for them is probably useful for a 5 or 7-year-old. However, most 10 to 12-year-olds can easily articulate what they like and dislike. A deep dive into children's views in augmented reality and digital drafting should be done before any final decisions are made on these proposals. Conclusion. Lego's #1 competitor, Mattel, just purchased Mega Brands for $460 million. Although a distant second to Lego in the building block arena, Mega Brands does own 11% of the preschool market. This acquisition is a direct attack on Lego. It also illustrates how critical it is for Lego to grow its products and its reach. Creating an augmented reality platform to enhance physical block play addresses the diversification of products. A virtual world is a limitless world, both for the imagination and the evolution of the products. Moreover, creating a digital product that can evolve and adapt as a child ages gives Lego an opportunity to reach teenagers. Thank you very much for your attention and time.